everybody, what's going on? I am Gamer Chick, and I would like to welcome you guys back to more of Memento of Spring. In the previous episode, we began reading through this fabulous visual novel, and so far, I'm really enjoying it. If you guys would like to check out the visual novel and you don't know where to find it, please click on the video description down below, and I will leave a link to its store Steam page, and you guys can check it out yourself. However, we are going to be continuing with the story ourselves in my little playthrough, or I guess reading, of the visual novel. This was the first time in my life I was ever called Miss Perfect Pants. I didn't find it particularly insulting. Yes, Juliana, I was up all night writing correspondence. Would you happen to know why? Isn't that part of your job? My job is to stay up all night writing letters of apologies to the local residents. Yesterday you broke 2 windows, 5 plant pots, 2 vases, the greater part of a chimney, and you... Exactly, because stuff. Nothing that should prevent you from sleeping and waking up on time. Your duties are to prepare lunch, dinner, and then breakfast, in that precise order. Practicing your handwriting can wait. At some point, I was going to have to explain to her what my duties actually were, and then hope that she finally remembered after the umpteenth time. Anyway, just bring me something to eat and I'll magnificently let you off the hook. But no cheap stuff. That means everything priced vegetable and under. Really? If you're that hungry, you could always take the plummet down the road. If you ask Miss Flitzens really nicely and don't provoke her 6-month-old daughter, she said she'll make you her apple strudel. I don't want strudel, I want meat. Every time I see my pillow, I think of the feathers inside, and then all I can think about are roasted white partridges and cream sauce. I think I might need a new one soon. She was considering eating her pillow. This was bad. I'd underestimated how hungry she was. I had to pull myself up and find her nourishment as a matter of urgency. The thought of explaining to the chapel sister how they were 1 pillow short made me despair. Fine, I understand. But you'll have to make do with whatever I get. That includes green things, or even carrots. Haha, that's funny. I said I'm hungry, not crazy. If you want me to eat a carrot, wait until I've been drifting on a raft long enough that I can mistake it for something edible. It doesn't hurt to chew the occasional vegetable, does it? It hurts my sense of taste. She always manages to sound so aggravated when I tried staving off her inevitable amnesia. At this point, I had to wonder how much of her pale skin came down to despising sunshine, or just the atrocious diet. Well, don't go nibbling on any furniture while I'm gone, or the curtains. We don't own any of these things, remember? You don't need to tell me that. I have standards, you know. History will remember otherwise once she becomes famous for eating the plates that food came on. Anyway, nothing green or leafy, orangey and pointy, or priced vegetable and under. Nothing green or leafy, orangey and pointy, or priced vegetable and under. Understood. Juliana certainly was a picky eater in her own way. She only ever wanted things that were either detrimental to her health or to our finances. A bright and beautiful afternoon, meaning that something awful was going to happen. It seemed that no matter how vigorously the sun forced its warmth down on the back of my neck, I could only find myself walking further and further beneath a dark cloud. I blinked, instinctively shielded my eyes, then immediately felt ashamed at how unaccustomed I now was to the world of the living. When did I become like this? Even vampires saw more daylight than I did. Right now, I looked as deathly white as Juliana. For all I knew, people likely thought we weren't living in the chapel, we were haunting it. I sighed, then followed it up with a yawn. Not just any yawn, but a tragic, unladylike yawn, as if the weight of the world had dropped on my head, squeezed my breath out, and then rolled off my stiff and aching shoulders. I actually made myself yawn. Wow, I made you. Excuse me. Stretching my back, I was immediately rewarded with an ever so quiet and ever so ominous crack. It felt like the imaginary weight pushing down on me had increased until my knees were almost buckling. I wanted to weep. Listless eyes, pale skin, creaking bones. And Mother always wondered why I never had any interesting news to share with her. Somewhere in the near distance, I could hear the sounds of laughing children encroaching on Juliana's territory. I'd need to quietly shoo them away before I headed to the market. Everyone's out playing today. If only that girl would spend more time outdoors, I wouldn't be such a hermit. Well, there was nothing more to it. It was time to get to work. I shook my head and shuffled past as a stall owner pitched his wares at me. For the most part, the calls of the merchants simply flew over me now. Before, I'd be so overwhelmed by the relentless attention that I'd be pushed into buying anything and everything. But now, the many sights, sounds, and aromas of the busy port had long lost their hold over me. When the only times I enjoyed the outside was to fulfill Juliana's wish for a 3-course meal to be made available at every hour of every day, even the most bustling market felt as empty to me as my daily routine. But what could I do? This was what she demanded, and thus this is what my role was. I couldn't complain that I wasn't warned, repeatedly, about what to expect. At least I could console myself with the fact that she never asked me to do anything criminal. As long as it was just her constant peckishness that needed attending to, I could be reduced to an errand girl, and no more. Still, I at least managed to glean some valuable life skills from this uneven role. Because of Juliana, survival on a budget was a talent I'd recently acquired. While I never once treated money with flippancy, I was rarely required to time my excursions outside to coincide with the falling price of perishable goods. Past midday was best. By then, what remained of the day's catches were the leftovers, either too small, too whiffy to appear palatable. It was all the same to Juliana, though. If it could be charred beyond recognition and poked with a stick, then she devoured it without prejudice. I buried another side into the ground before peering around at the food stalls. Oi! Oi, you! Girl with the shoddy armor. You look like the unhappiest person here. Seriously, what's up with the gloom oozing from you? It's so thick I can barely breathe. The only reason there aren't gray clouds swimming above you is because you make them feel too depressed to stay. At least try polishing your armor or something to brighten your look. Not even penniless bandits would be interested in robbing you now. All of a sudden, I was made to feel pity as someone directly behind me was being verbally harassed. Is not what was happening. Excuse me? Are you speaking to me? Yeah, you, the one with the miserable face? I don't know what's wrong, but spare a thought for the happy families enjoying the day out. They don't need to be reminded of how tragic life really is. With an outlook like that, perhaps she was the one who needed perking up. Huh, well whatever, I need your help. Excuse me, but I believe you would be more successful in soliciting help from strangers by going straight to asking for help and skipping the judging part. Okay, thanks. Have you seen this woman? Just what I wanted, a wad of paper shoved into my face. Asking for help was certainly more aggressive these days than how I remembered it used to be. A lot has changed since I last went outside. A woman? Oh. I swallowed back a choke of recognition. It was a sketch portrait of a girl. One whom I had the terrible misfortune of knowing. This was awful. The only people worse than the girl in this sketch were the ones sent to give chase to her. No, wait. There was no need to panic. I simply had to put into action the contingency plan I'd prepared for this very event that our familiarity was discovered. Deny everything. So, this woman. Have you seen her? Yes or no? What does that mean? I asked for a yes or a no, not a mumble. Have you seen her? No, I haven't seen her. Not today, not yesterday, and certainly not the day before that near the docks earlier. Either. I do not know her, I've never dealt with her, and I reject any notion that I share any connection with her whatsoever. Ah, I see. I swallowed a gulp. I'm sure she's solid as well. Well, alright then. Huh? You don't know her. Gotcha. In that case, sorry for the bother. Huh? That's it? Sure, why wouldn't it be? Because something was clearly wrong with my counterfeit denials. Oh, right, sorry. Before I leave, here, take this. What's this? A piece of cloth? A piece of cloth. It's a handkerchief. Never seen one before? They're amazing things, you know. They can dust and wipe and do all sorts of everyday magic. I've seen handkerchiefs before, yes. May I ask why you're handing me a handkerchief? No, the question should be, why are you handing me an enchanted handkerchief? I'm sorry, I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Of course I'm being serious. I purchased it at a world-famous bazaar. The thing's worth more than the rock this town was built on. Truthfully, I want to give you a hair comb too. Your hair looks like it's trying to escape from your weird helmet, but I don't carry any around with me. Use the handkerchief next chance you get, okay? It's better than wax polish for metal armor. Bye-bye. Wait, I really don't want... that's not what I... Who are you? Thanks for the chat. Wait! Without turning her head, she disappeared into the crowd and slipped away before my hand could even reach out to stop her. I guess I'll just finish shopping? I peered up at the beautiful sky once more, all the while grasping the random handkerchief that a total stranger had just donated me. It's gonna be one of those days. Alright guys, unfortunately that is all the time we have for this episode of Memento of Spring. If you guys would like to support me and if you guys would like to see more of this fantastic visual novel, be sure to show your support by leaving a like and a comment down in the section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you would like to check out this novel for yourself, you can find a link down in the video description below as well. So until then, I will see you guys soon. Bye!